Hello, we're going to be working on projectile motion part 1 here. The first part we're going to be using has to do with the free fall. Now if you don't know how to do the free fall and use the free fall apparatus, use the video that we talk about that has to do with the free fall apparatus. The second part is going to be using the launcher. We're going to be using the launcher for the first time right now. I'll show you how it works. First thing we need to do is we need to plug the launcher in to this first part right here. That's going to be A, and we want to go and plug the second part here into this section right here, which is going to be the impact board. Okay, now what's going to happen here is after you plug those in, you're going to plug in your timer. So we plug that in and the lights come on. Now we want to set this up. Now in order to set this up correctly, we're probably going to want to have the decimal point to be somewhere around there, and we're going to want to have this stop on B, which means that you have to hold this down until both lights are off. I'm going to push the black button to reset it. Okay, so the way that this thing works is as follows. You have this is the launcher, and the launcher can move in a couple different ways. You can go and change the angle, so you can see over here, this case, when you change the angle, you go and move this, and moves back and forth. You'll be able to see that there's a little marker there that marks on the protractor where you want to have it. In this case, for this specific experiment, we want to have it set at 0. So it's going to be completely flat. Okay? Now the way that this thing works is as follows. We're going to go and take a marble, and this thing right here is going to launch the marble. As soon as it hits the side there, it starts the timer. So I hit the side, and it starts the timer. You can see that. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up by putting the marble into this little magnet. Notice how it's just kind of sitting there in the magnet. We're going to go and bring it back to this one launcher setting right here. So this is the first launcher setting we're going to use. You could use either one first. It doesn't matter which one you decide to use first. But we're going to use that one right there. And you're going to set it off by pushing this. As soon as you push this, the launcher hits this, which starts the timer. When the marble goes and hits the impact board down here, it's going to stop the timer. You may want to put a book in the way so that way the marble doesn't go flying across the room. We don't want to lose our marbles now, do we? So let's go and release this. Now when you release this, it's going to shoot the marble out. But we want to also see not just how much time it takes, but we also want to see how far it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this paper right here. This is going to be the carbon paper. Notice the carbon paper has a piece of paper, then there's a carbon paper, and it's going to be shiny on one side and dull on the other. You always want to have it so the shiny side is down and the dull side is up. Alright, so we put that down on the ground here. And we probably also want to tape that down because we don't want it to move. So we'll tape that down like so. And so now it's all taped down. So now I'm going to shoot off the marble. When I shoot off the marble, it should hit right onto the impact board and make a mark on the paper. Let's see if it does. You ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. It hit that, and it made a time right there. And now we will also be able to go and see where exactly it hit on the paper. And so you can see it made a mark. And we'll be able to measure that mark and go and find out the distance it went from that launcher right there. So you should be able to figure that out. So hopefully this helps.